Many of us think that holding on to every opportunity, every possession, and every relationship proves our strength. We believe that never letting go is the true meaning of love and loyalty. But sometimes, the real wisdom lies not in holding tightly but in knowing when to release. Because life, like a river, only flows forward, never backward. Once, in a quiet village surrounded by green fields and mountains, there lived a young potter named Rihan. He had a gift for shaping clay. People admired his hands because every jar, bowl, or vase he made carried a kind of beauty that seemed alive. But despite his talent, Rihan had a habit that troubled him deeply. Every time one of his creations cracked or broke, he refused to throw it away. Whether it was a small chip or a shattered piece, he kept it. His workshop was filled with shells of broken pottery. Some were missing handles, others had deep cracks, and some had fallen apart into fragments. Yet Rihan believed, these pieces are part of my journey. If I let go of them, I might forget how I got here. At first, it didn't feel like a burden. He even felt proud seeing the broken pots, thinking they carried a story. But over the years, the workshop became crowded. Dust gathered, the shelves bent under the weight, and new creations had no space to shine. Customers began avoiding his shop because it looked messy and dark. Slowly, Rihan's joy faded. He no longer felt the same spark when working with clay. One evening, an old traveler came into the village. Tired from his journey, he asked for water. Rihan welcomed him and poured fresh water into a small cup he had just made. The traveler sipped it slowly and looked around at the piles of broken pottery. "Why do you keep all of this?" The traveler asked gently. Rihan smiled faintly and replied, "These are my memories, my mistakes, my lessons. They remind me of my path, and I cannot let them go. The traveler placed the cup down and said, "Tell me, young man, if you always look back at the road you have traveled, how will you see where the new road leads? If your hands are full of fragments, how will you ever hold something whole?" Rihan fell silent. That night, he couldn't sleep. The traveler's words echoed in his mind like a bell in an empty hall. He realized that in holding on to every broken piece, he was no longer making space for new beauty. The next morning, Rihan made a decision. One by one, he picked up the broken pots. His hands trembled at first, but with each piece he carried outside, his heart felt lighter. He dug a deep pit near the river and gently placed the shards inside. When the hole was full, he covered it with soil and planted a sapling on top. Days turned into weeks. The sapling grew, watered by the same river he had once ignored. Its leaves danced with the wind, and its roots spread strong into the earth. For the first time in years, light filled Rihan's workshop. With space freed, his new creations shone brightly, and customers returned. But more than that, Rihan felt free, as if his soul had taken a breath after a long suffocation. Years later, people remembered him not for the broken pots he once hoarded, but for the beautiful vessels that carried life into homes. And whenever Rihan looked at the tree growing outside, he smiled and thought, letting go is not losing. It is giving space for something new to live. This story is not just about Rihan. It is about us. We often hold on to broken relationships, past mistakes, lost opportunities, or even joyful moments that will never return. We think they define us, but in truth, they weigh us down. Life is not meant to be lived in yesterday. It is meant to be embraced today. So ask yourself, are your shelves filled with broken pieces? And if they are, isn't it time to make space for new beginnings? Because true freedom comes not from holding on, but from letting go. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. More inspiring stories are on the way. Until then, keep your heart open, live in the present, and move forward with courage.